What's up, y'all? Good to see you again. That was fun.
from the Gray Eagle in Asheville, not Nashville, North Carolina. This is the Travis Book Happy Hour. With your special guests, Jesse Iaquinto and Tommy Maher from the Fireside Collective. Plus the Happy Hour House Band featuring Jesse and Tommy. And your host, Travis Book. Yes. Thanks, fellas. Welcome, everybody, to the Travis Book Happy Hour. I'm your host, Travis Book. We have a great show tonight. Jesse and Tommy are here from the Fireside Collective, as the announcer just told you. And we're going to talk and play songs about home tonight, amongst other things. That's sort of the theme tonight. But first, a little music. This is an old tune. Tune I learned from a John Hartford record, but it's written by Alfred Brumley. Come and listen in to the radio station. Listen to the hosts of heaven sing. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
If you want to hear the songs of Zion coming from the land of endless spring, get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Heaven's glory share.
Heaven's glory share.
Turn your lights down low.
Turn your lights down low.
Listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Come and listen in to the Gloryland chorus. Listen to the glad hosannas roll. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Some eternal morning we shall meet them over on the Hallelujah shore. Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Heaven's glory share.
Heaven's glory share.
Turn your lights down low.
Turn your lights down low.
Listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio
on. That's Jesse and Tommy on the harmony. I'm gonna try using I'm using my iPad. It's like I'm using technology this time. In fact, I heard someone in the studio audience talking about iPads earlier. These things are so crazy. It's gotten so bad that when I go to look at photos sometimes in a magazine, I'll like try to zoom in on it, you know, and like squeeze it with my fingers. That's when you know you have a serious addiction. Man, I've been thinking a lot about a lot of things. It's what I do. I have a problem where I think about stuff. It seems like, you know, we're still all trying to make sense of what's happening and what to do and how to be in the context of all of this stuff, of unprecedented political divisiveness, this strange virus thing that is so hard to wrap your head around. I think what I see a lot of is a lot of people being sort of attached to their ideas about how things should be. And that inevitably leads to a situation where people have to sort of defend those positions because that's what they stand for. And that's how they identify themselves with groups. And that's how they sort of create an identity around themselves. And I think, obviously, this leads to a lot of judgment, more separateness, a lot of suffering all the way around. And I think, you know, I quoted Ram Dass in the last episode. I said, everywhere you look, you see what you're looking for. And I think that I've still been thinking about this 2 weeks later, how sort of profound that is, that the sort of the reality of your situation, the reality of your experience is largely a result of sort of how you perceive what's going on, and the choice is really up to you. We're sort of preoccupied with this being right and having things to stand for, and it's okay, but I don't think that it's serving us. I think a lot of times we're right, but most of the time we're mostly wrong. And one of my favorite Ram Dass quotes is that we're all just walking each other home. I love that. I love that. I love thinking about that. You know, that we're all oriented toward the same thing, and we're here to sort of help each other find our way back to the truth of whatever that may be, the truth of our existence, the truth of why we're here. So I started working on this song, and I'm going to try to play it for you. Could I get just a little bit more of the guitar and the wedge? Lost, alone, the cost, too much to pay on your own, your faith is gone. You can't find your way home. I will lead you home. Afraid of the day, ashamed feeling this way. Your faith is gone. You can't find your way home. I will lead you home. You've been walking through the darkest night, trying to find the reasons why. Times you're right, mostly wrong. It's a never-ending song. It goes on and on and on. On and on and on. Your faith is gone. You can't find your way home. I will lead you home. Thank you. I know a lot of musicians have been writing a lot of music, and I went through a period of time where I just like, the beginning of this whole Corona thing, I just kind of, I don't even know what I was doing. I was just like, I wasn't depressed. It was like a little bit like what happened after the election happened 4 years ago. I just like moved into like a different plane of existence. I felt like I was like living outside of my body, and I was like detached from everything, because all the preconceptions I had about the way that the world was ordered were called into question. And I feel like this whole Corona thing is sort of did a similar thing to me for a while. Like all the things that I used to orient my life and order my life, all the work and all that stuff and spending time with people, it all got called into question. It's only recently that I sort of started to come back into my body and gain some sort of like orientation. Man, it's only been 2 weeks since Lindsay Lou was here, but I feel like so much has happened. I played some gigs for people, which was really exciting. I think a lot of people are starting to get out and maybe like do some like little like hang out with some friends here and there, and we're getting used to the mask thing. That's been really nice. School started for my kids. But now we have a vice presidential candidate for candidate Biden. We've got Kamala Harris. And it was so interesting to me. I was down at the beach and I was watching TV. I was watching the major news networks, which I don't recommend. But I was doing it, and I was absolutely awestruck as I switched back and forth between CNN and MSNBC and Fox News, how disparate their coverage was. And I know that this seems like this, everyone is like, duh, dude. But like, it was so glaring. Here we had someone, it was just a vice presidential candidate, and you went to these different channels and it was like, there was no news. There was no news. It was just like ideological posturing. And it was like information with positionality. And it was really bumming me out. And it gave me a real clear, I felt like the Kamala Harris coverage was such a clear indication of like how the 24-hour news cycle has really, really messed things up. You know, because it's become entertainment and it's become a lot of chest thumping. And I just wanted to say that I really miss Dan Rather. So I'm gonna do this one for Dan Rather. I'm hoping Tommy will come up and join me. Tommy, are you still here? Yeah, Tommy, come join me. I'm gonna play a song I wrote a few years ago while I was working on the String Dusters record. And we were all staying in the studio, and we were all upstairs. And Andy Hall was the index patient. He had brought the flu into the session. And so we were all beat up and haggard. Everything stunk. We all needed to shower. And I was upstairs and I was thinking about how much I just wanted to be at home. I've been having such a hard time. Wanna hear you on the other end of the line. Want the cold wind to blow me back on down the road. I keep having the same bad dream. Wanna know exactly what it means. Where the ones that I love, they don't know that I've been gone. I wanna be back home. Oh, yeah, I wanna be back home. Another drink and I might forget. Do some things that I might regret. When I get to the bottom, I only feel more alone. I better head back home. Oh, yeah, better head back home. I can see it in my dreams. I can feel that warm summer breeze. Will it still be standing there? Will it be gone? Finally see the lights of the old town. Gonna dig my roots deep into the ground. Let the moss gather on this old rolling stone. It's good to be back home. Oh, yeah, good to be back home. Yeah, it's good to be back home. Always good to be back home. That's my man Tommy Maher there on the dobro.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna take a short break, play something, but I do want to make sure that you know we're still donation powered. You can donate at any time. My Venmo is Travis Book, or at the Grey Eagles PayPal, which I believe is PayPal/The Grey Eagle. Entirely donation powered. 100% of the donations go toward covering the costs of the crew here, the fantastic crew, the band here on stage, and all the expenses involved with it. So anything you can do to contribute, Venmo or PayPal. All right, welcome to the stage, Tommy Maher and Jesse Iaquinto from the Fireside Collective. Really great guys.
Howdy, friends.
Ashevilleans. Guys, this is the interview segment.
Yes.
You ready for this?
Lay it on us.
No.
You ready to help? You ready? I don't have enough questions to last that long, so I'm gonna need you guys to really open up. I want you guys to get really vulnerable.
All right.
All right, I want you to get uncomfortable.
That's my specialty, is getting vulnerable.
So my first question is, do you guys sleep okay?
I'll let the new father answer that first.
Yeah, Jesse, you have a new child. 2 months.
2 months, that's right. And I have been sleeping
Good.
somewhat.
Good.
No, we found a nice arrangement that works for both of us. My partner, Kara, who's an amazing human being, is taking care of our baby Rose right now. And yeah, she's awesome. Give a hand for Kara, the amazing mother. She stays with Rose, and I stay with our cat, Cosmo. Keep him company.
You lucky.
Yeah,
lucky dog.
him and I have gotten real tight. So
Yeah, man, that's a really underappreciated method where you just don't sleep anywhere near the baby.
exactly.
I
I would
think-
recommend it.
Yeah, I learned that from Steve Martin. I was like, that is genius. I should do that next time I have a kid.
Yeah, I heard people talking about it in the beginning and just like, yeah, I moved into the other room. It was incredible. And I just never crossed my mind. And when it happened, I was like, that's the key.
Oh, yeah.
That's the ticket right there.
Oh, yeah.
And then I get up in the morning, I can pick up the baby and help out, and Kara can sleep a little bit more. I make coffee. It's really working well. And, you know, it feeds the whole cycle for both of us, you know.
Totally.
Both of us getting enough rest. We're getting along fantabulous.
I'm so glad to hear it. You know, when I asked, do you sleep okay? What I really should have asked is like, how are you guys doing? Do you guys have anxiety? Are you able to just sort of be in the midst of all this and just like how are you handling all of this?
Well, I'm taking gigs from friends that are putting on live streams.
I got you, bro.
And yeah, Travis Book. It takes a lot of work to do this, and you know, I feel like I have been really pushing my musical envelope in with songwriting and really spending a lot of time with the dobro and taking the opportunities like this one that you've offered and doing little, you know, getting my musical juices flowing still. So it's been some adjustment, but I think I'm doing pretty damn good.
You seem good.
Yeah, lots of running and hiking and things I would never normally do when we're on the road all the time with Fireside and you know with the Dusters. So taking advantage of that. There are some darker moments throughout the week, throughout the day.
Such is life, man.
But you know, this is amazing that I get to play for people with my friends. So you know, times like this is what I'm looking forward to. You know, continuing to do over this.
Yeah, and we had a gig last night, and
Awesome.
it was awesome. But
Yeah.
before that, when was the last gig you guys played?
It was supposed to be here March
right.
14th.
That's correct.
So ironically,
interesting.
the last gig we played was Friday the 13th in Raleigh at the Poorhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And it was eerie. You know, you could feel something building. We had no idea that this whole thing was coming, you know. Saw a little bit on the news happening in other parts of the world, just thinking like, surely that's going to hit us at some point, but let's not think about it.
Oh,
And then
that's
we
the American
were
way,
forced
baby.
to think about it. And it all just kind of shut down. And for me, it was kind of like, first was like this blind optimism, like, you know, telling the band, don't worry, guys, we'll be back on the road by July and everything will be fine. We'll just knock this out.
Oh,
And then a couple months went by,
silly.
and the second phase of depression set in, and just like, we were supposed to release an album March 20th, and we'd invested all this time and energy and, you know, publicity, and had our whole team working on this CD release that never happened. Like, this was the CD release party, was at Grey Eagle on March 14th.
And Travis produced that album, so
Yeah, so it's kind of weird standing here, you know.
I did. I produced that album. Well, you know, it's good you mentioned that. I was gonna talk about that. I mean, we worked together on the record Elements, and that was a huge growth experience for me, and I assume it was for you guys. For anybody listening or watching, you can order that record anytime you want through the Fireside website. That's right. You can also order all kinds of stuff from them to support them financially. And of course, their music is on all streaming platforms. And they'll get paid a fraction of a cent if you listen on there, so go for it.
Thank
You
you.
know, Spotify's great. I dig it. We had a really good time working on that record. It was an incredible opportunity for us to get to spend a lot of time together, and for me to see you guys. I remember like seeing you guys play shows before that, and then seeing you, like, you guys opened for us at the Georgia Theater this winter. I remember like watching you play your show, and I was in the audience, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like trying to take all the credit for it. I'm like, yeah, these guys are killing it. They really soaked up everything I told them. But I know that the truth is really just that the process of working on that music, and you know, any time a band is like together and shedding and being vulnerable and showing each other music and dealing with the dynamics of trying to create a record and share the spotlight, all these complex things, it forces a lot of growth. And I feel like, you know, that's part of, I think, what the artists that are going to come out of this thing feeling good and doing well are the ones who are treating it as a growth opportunity. It's uncomfortable, and you're having to sort of reevaluate what value you have, what you can offer. Because Fireside can't really go out and play shows. Just like the Dusters can't really go out and play shows. The overhead is too high, it's too complex, we gotta have too many people in the room, we just can't do it.
Right.
And so here we are sort of with the opportunity to kind of reinvent, not necessarily reinvent ourselves, but just stretch.
Yeah.
in a way, it's reinventing because this business model, the touring business model, has been pretty, you know, repeated for decades. You get in a van or a bus, you go play for live human beings, and then you come home for 2 weeks, and then, you know, you hopefully sold a bunch of merch. That seems like the model that's worked very well for, you know, as long as our bands have been around and probably before. So this is a completely new business model. So it isn't reinventing in a way, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it was almost like there was like a 20-year phase from like the
Yeah.
early aughts until 2020, where that was what you did. You got some people together, you got yourself a van, maybe a trailer.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, maybe like a sound guy or someone to sell merch, and you just went out there and drove around.
Yeah.
And played for whoever would pay attention. Scrape the money together, split it up on the ride home, and then see each other in another week or 2 weeks. Like, that was the model. But now, you know, prior to that, you could sell records and make money, prior to the 2000s. But now, here we are. Who knows what's next? I mean, here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are, streaming on the internet, begging for money. I mean, it's really come to this. Speaking of which, you can donate at any time. Venmo, Travis Book, or the Grey Eagles PayPal. PayPal / the Grey Eagle. All those donations go to keeping this going, keeping the Grey Eagle going,
Yes.
keeping everyone here employed, keeping these guys paying their rents and their mortgages and all that stuff. So anybody out there, you want to contribute, we appreciate it. Any little bit helps. Man, what are you guys working on now as a band? Are you guys writing? You looking? What do you do? What are you doing?
I mean, it just keeps changing, you know, because it's like the finish or the starting line keeps getting moved back every time we plan for it. I stopped signing contracts for shows, so I was like, it doesn't even mean anything anymore.
Totally.
So, I mean, we were doing live streams for a little while. We had like a series that we were doing. And we're going to record some videos and maybe some covers. And just kind of looking forward to 2021. But, I mean, our album's out there. And so we're trying to think of ways to engage people with that. On a bigger note, I feel like not just the music industry, but society as a whole is taking, like, this is a chance for us to step back and look at our habits that we've been in for, centuries for some people and some, careers, and look at maybe the way that we operate and think about if there's a new way that we could work, integrating older models with newer models. Maybe we don't have to all work as much. We can all work a little bit less and split up the work and, work from home or work from different locations. I don't know. My own personal approach, I thought I was going to be writing a lot, but instead, when my baby came along, I just kind of plunged myself back into reading and like learning about the history of the world.
Yeah, you talked about that a bunch yesterday, studying a bunch of history.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed right now. I got a book on Rome that's like massive. It's the most I ever spent on a book. It's kind of weird and nerdy. I didn't think that was going to happen. But
what did you spend on the book?
$75.
Yeah, buddy.
But it's awesome. It's
well
got,
done.
like the history of Rome is the history of Western civilization. It's the history of what we do now. Like all of Christianity, modern day Christianity is shaped by the Roman world. To think 2,000 years ago, they had extremely sophisticated systems of government, society. They spread before before industrialization and before the Renaissance. There was still like this just incredible wealth of knowledge. Started with the Greeks, who are my personal favorite. Love those guys. Socrates, you're my boy. No, but I feel like,
Falafel?
to look at, to prepare for the future, you have to look at the past. I know it's cliche, but like, human civilization has been around for thousands of years, and some things have worked and some things haven't. And my personal belief is that we've reached the end of the age of empires. There's no longer conquering. We know everything. All the borders are set. Everything's set. Things might change a little bit. But now we have this great opportunity where we have more knowledge than we've ever had before. And we can share that with everybody. We can create a world where everybody is truly free. Everybody can have access to healthcare, to food, to, a career, to just the chance to be happy. I feel like, I'm just trying to create a silver lining out of, the darkness, but of course you need the darkness to see the light, and you need to look at the past to create a good future. And I feel like maybe we're in a place for something not entirely new, but just a rethinking and a repurposing of civilization as we know it.
Yeah, it seems to me if our culture would pivot even like 10 degrees toward a more sort of equanimous, more equitable society where our pursuits and our goals were a little more in harmony with sort of functioning as part of a system, and a little bit less sort of obsessed with kind of the myth of the self-made man, the myth of the main objective to be the accumulation of wealth and
Right.
of a larger house and fancier cars. And that's so deeply embedded in our culture. We'll never leave that behind, right? Like, we're never
Right.
going to lose our obsession with the automobile. Mine is only getting worse,
I love
right?
it.
I love my truck now more than ever. But even shifting a few degrees in our perspective,
little bit.
I think we could see some sort of profound changes in the way that we all sort of collectively treat each other and approach the way that what we're talking about is like how you move through the world.
Yeah.
I like to call it matters of being, which I feel like is, to me, kind of like the main point and main question of spirituality. I'm not so concerned, honestly, with what happens when I die. I'll be dead. But I'm acutely interested in how to orient myself here and now, and what the point is, and what the purpose is, and how to ride this thing out, And that to me is kind of that's the opportunity of the great pause, is to
Yeah.
be able to automatically you get a little space from it, and be able to kind of look at it and be like, wow, that was my overhead. Or like, why did I think I needed to do that? You know,
Yeah.
or why was I spending so much time away from home?
Right.
Or why am I commuting an hour in my car each way every day? How can I continue, you know, and the great pause, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
The great pause. I like that.
That was, Lindsay Lou was calling it the great pause. I thought that was cool. So, you know, one other thing I want to know, and then I'm going to let you guys have the floor. What makes you guys hopeful these days? Like, what gives you hope?
Man, that's tough, Travis. What gives me hope? Well, I know the band, you know, collectively, we're hopeful that people need music enough, just as much as we need to play music, that there's going to be, we're going to figure this out. So there's some hope I have for the music community, like you guys who come out, you know, on a Wednesday night, and the countless other human beings on this planet that need to experience music live to feel what music gives them. So I'm hopeful that power is strong enough that we will inevitably figure out a way to get live music back and super healthy. And I'm hopeful for that from a career standpoint, and then, you know, from a personal standpoint, you know, just being hopeful is constantly, it's just a day-to-day thing, just to get through the day. There's different ways I try to remain hopeful, but it's just about looking at the glass half full, man. You know, that old saying. It's all about good vibes.
Wherever you look, you see what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
You write the world the way you want it to read.
Everyone finds their own reason to get up in the morning, and it could be religion, it could be your family, it could be your dog, or all three, or, you know, whatever. So, but, you know, from a strictly musical kind of Fireside-centric standpoint, when I'm thinking about the band and hopefulness, what I mentioned earlier about, I think that there's going to be a way to figure this out in the next few months where bands can start to perform in front of people again in some capacity, even if the virus stays pretty, you know, intense. That's what I'm praying for, man. You know, not so much because I care about being on the road and you know, having fun, but I feel like music serves such a huge, important purpose in people's lives. And, you know, it's like, for me, it's like an essential nutrient, like vitamin D. You know, I need it. Like, I can't just say, oh, this is here and now I can't play. Like, I think Jesse and you feel the same. Like, you know, you need it. There's other things in your life that are as important, maybe more important, like a child, you know. But deep down, I feel like every artist has some reason to get up and create art still, even when the setting and the scenario is as crazy as it is right now.
Yeah, I feel real lucky that I can actually play music.
This is amazing.
Myself, because I
Great.
really love music and I
So
need
good.
it.
Yeah.
And I can just play it for
Yeah.
myself anytime I want.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of dawned on me the other
Yeah.
day. I was like, oh, this is sweet. I can play music for myself whenever
Yeah.
I want,
Yeah.
you know? And not everybody, like, sometimes I was telling you in the car the other day, like, I forget how much music means to people, because it means a lot to me, but like the analogy I drew to a friend, I ran to this friend who's way into cycling, and I said, it dawned on me the other day, like, imagine if you couldn't ride your bike for 6 months. Couldn't even touch it. How psyched you would be to finally get back on your bike.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of people, like for me, music is a huge part of my life, but I can pick up the guitar anytime I want and get some of that. But for people, I think that sometimes I sort of forget how into music people are, you know? And some of you are here right now. You just
Yeah.
love this stuff. And that was part of sort of what drove me to kind of trying to figure out ways that I could play. You know, like, I know we can't fit more than 25 or 50 people in a space, but my attitude is kind of like, let's see what we can do with that. What about you, Jesse?
Kicking ass.
What's keeping you hopeful, man? Your baby?
Yeah. I mean, looking in the eyes of an infant child and thinking about the world that they're going to inherit, you know, it makes me want to be a better person every single day, which is why I've gotten back into philosophy and reading and history and stuff. And I just feel like on a deeper level, just like the chance to stop and pause and collectively face a challenge together is, it might seem like a terrible thing, and there are definitely tragic aspects of it, but suffering, creates perseverance, and perseverance creates knowledge. And so we have a chance. I feel like everybody I meet is deeper now. Like everybody has a new appreciation for what they have, and nobody's like, it's all over, everything's done, I'm giving up. I mean, everybody that I talk to actually seems everybody seems a little bit burdened and annoyed with some of the stuff. But at the same time, you're seeing like restaurants adapting really quickly. That's what we do as humans. We adapt. We get better. We do things better. And I think, from looking at Rome, what they did so well is they adapted new cultures. They brought them into their existing culture. They didn't stay firm and say, you have to be exactly like us. They allowed them to keep their own identity, but then also adopt their, culture, and it created a new hybrid. And that's what the United States is. That's the dream of America, is bringing in all parts of the world and creating something new, something that's uniquely human, that's, valuable. I'm also really into the Renaissance right now because it was about humans. Humanism is what created the Renaissance. It was about we're in this together. What can we all do as a team, as one team? We're just one giant family. Right. The borders are cool and everything. They're important to have your own government and to function. But when you step back and you look at the whole thing, the human journey we've been here for over 100,000 years. Civilization's only been around for, 5,000 years or so. And our country's been here for, 240 years at this point or something? We're just getting started, but I feel like we have a chance to, like I said before, just repurpose everything. And I feel really hopeful because the farm-to-table movement that had already begun, it's just going to get better. The environmentalism, the idea of let's clean up the earth. Why not? What if we could just swim in all our rivers again? What if we could just go out for a hike and not see trash? We can do that if we all agreed that it's not about some political climate change. I don't even use that word. I'm more focused on fresh air, fresh water, clean water. Everybody likes hiking. Everybody likes going out and looking at the stars. We are of the earth. And if we protect the earth, it will protect us. And I think we can create a new society with this situation. It might take a little bit of back and forth, but the thing that bothers me the most is extremes, when we get too far to one side or the other. And when we can come to the middle and we can agree again, that's the Buddha's message, was the middle path.
Middle path, baby.
Jesus talked about moderation and just, loving everybody. That's his main message, is loving everybody. So if we love everybody, we find the middle, we find ways to create a safer, cleaner world. We all like nutrients, right? Let's keep farming. Let's bring farms back. Let's bring healthy soil back. Everybody, we could create that for everybody. And I think the infrastructure is already beginning, and that's what makes me hopeful. I hope it's not a blind hope, because there are moments when I wake up and I just feel a little bit sad, it's such a huge undertaking to create change in any way.
Denial is an essential part of any sort of trajectory.
That's true.
You need a little bit of denial.
You need a little healthy dose of denial
about the reality of situations. Asheville's a great place to be for all these things you're talking about. I love living in Asheville and feeling in North Carolina, feeling like I'm sort of on the frontier of something, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's a really hard thing to explain to people who aren't from around here. But this is a really powerful place, and it's a very interesting place, and there's a lot of things that I feel like it sort of have ripple effects for the entire Appalachian region and the South. A lot of that stuff, a lot of that sort of marinates and sort of starts to come about in this part of the mountains. There's a lot going on here. It's a great
Yeah.
place for all that stuff. On that note, you guys want to play some music?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's
Play
do
us-
one about North Carolina.
Play
How
us
much
some
we love it
tunes. I'm going
here.
to turn it over to you guys. You guys play us some music for a minute. That's Jesse and Tommy from Fireside.
Travis, thanks for letting me rant. I've been reading so many pages and just trying to talk to Kara, and she's just like, oh yeah, that emperor killed that other emperor. Really interesting.
Welcome to married life. Right? Yeah.
And,
okay, great.
One cool thing that I didn't get to touch upon when you brought up our album Elements, we've got a song on there called Circles, and one of the coolest circles for me right now, actually standing in this room, is I came out here in 2010 to watch Sarah Watkins from Nickel Creek. She was one of my favorite artists, and I got here and she was opening up, and I was like, are you kidding me? Who's she opening up for? And after she played, the infamous String Dusters walked on stage and just proceeded to destroy it. It was incredible here at the Gray Eagle, and I've been a fan ever since, so it's really cool to be here on stage with you, Travis.
Thanks, brother. I'm glad you're here that night.
Absolutely.
It's funny how life works out.
It really is. Standing on the hillside down in Caroline, a gentle breeze carries me down along the pines. Cabin in the distance, the clouds in the sky. I'll stay with you forever, just tell me you'll be mine. When I'm at your side, dear, nothing on my mind except for you beside me until the end of time. Say that you'll be mine and never more you'll wrong. Never to be lonesome, I found my happy home in the sweet southern pines, way down in old Caroline. My little cabin home, no longer will I roam, just say that you'll be mine. Well, if I ever ramble, if I ever roam, if mountains lie between us and wayward winds do blow, I'll rest easy knowing in the morning I'll be gone, with a one-way ticket bound for the place that I belong, in the sweet southern pines, way down in old Caroline. My little cabin home, no longer will I roam, just say that you'll be mine. In the sweet southern pines, way down in old Caroline. My little cabin home, no longer will I roam. That little cabin home, never gonna roam. Thank you, friends, the cabin song. Or no, let's do the other one. Tom, it's good to be on a stage with you again.
Feels good, Jesse. Damn, I swear. We've done this before, it feels like, but a couple
We
times.
played the second year when you were doing the booking. I think we played 160 shows, actually 158 shows. I have
Wow.
it written down.
Woo.
And
Seems like
we
so
played
long.
up to, I think, 800 shows before it just stopped. So
That's a lot of picking together.
crazy. That's a lot of picking. A lot of hours in vans.
I've seen your face more than I've seen my parents' face in the past 5 years.
All right, we're gonna do a Towns Van Zandt song, a soft little song that I have been playing a lot lately because I'm not allowed to play above a certain volume.
Because of the baby.
That's right. This one's called If I Needed You. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. Oh, the night forlorn, the morning is born, the morning light shines with the lights of love. And if you close your eyes, you'll miss the sunrise. That would break my heart in two. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. Baby is with me now, since I showed her how to lay her little head in mine. And you'll all agree that she's a sight to see, a treasure for this poor boy to find. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. Thank you, friends. from the sea they blow. The ocean waves across the water roll. Lonesome lover on the shoreline waits for her sailor to come back home. For her sailor to come back home. Well, she left but a kiss and then into the night. His old wooden ship soon sailed out of sight, and on the shore remained a flickering light from the lantern she held in her hand. From the lantern she held in her hand. Faded end would be too much for my poor heart to bear. Oh, too much for my poor heart to bear. As he sailed to the ocean, he gazed upon the shore to catch a fading glimpse of his lonesome lover girl, wondering if he'd ever kiss her soft lily hands, hold her in his arms once more, or hold her in his arms once more. She's alone. She decides that today will be her last. She decides that today will be her last. So she climbs upon a cliff overlooking the sea and shouts to the ocean, "Why have you forsaken me?" She closes her eyes and takes that leap, saying, "I'll meet you on that golden shore. Yeah, I'll meet you on that golden shore." Thank you, friends. A tune from our first album. It's called The Old Wooden Ship. Tom and Maher on the dobro.
Thank you, Gray Eagle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That sure is fun. Well, this is a song I'm going to sing our final song of the set, and then we're going to have Travis back up here and have a big old jam session with the full band. But this one's about persevering. This was on the album Life Between the Lines, which we released in 2017. I think that's right. Oh boy, feels like ages ago. And I wrote this one about persevering and getting on with your life. And it's called Just One Step. You got to just take it just one step at a time sometime. I think my past self was telling my future Tommy about the coronavirus, and this song came out in 2017. Like, just chill out, bud. Take it just one step. It's going to be all right. And we're going to do it in a way we've never done it before, ever. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. For a sign, but I can't find a clue. I'm a long way from home and my soul is worn thin. Don't know where I'm going, but I keep walking. Walking on, I'm walking on. Walking on, farther down the line. Walking on, yes, I'm walking on. Taking it just one step at a time. I can feel the heat. Well, I ain't gonna let the devil catch up with me. These walking shoes don't ever leave my feet. Walking on, yes, I'm walking on. Walking on, farther down the line. Walking on, yes, I'm walking on. Taking it just one step at a time. Walking on, I'm walking on. Walking on, farther down the line. Just walking on, yes, I'm walking on. Taking it just one step at a time.
Maher and Jesse Iaquinto. Sorry.
Quint.
Iaquinto.
Yeah.
I'll get that right.
Iaquinto.
Guys, Iaquinto. God, that sounded great, guys. We're going to take a quick 60-second break. We'll be back in just a minute with more Happy Hour.
Oh, they play music?
I think so.
They did that, I watched 2 weeks ago, and they played a song over it.
There we go.
Yeah. Who's next? Back to C?
Should we switch it to mic so it's not? Sweet. I was thinking switch it up. What's up?
It's working. Look, they're running the Thompson guitar ad. And I'll be curious to know if this, like we're hearing house audio. I wonder if this audio is coming through. At least they're running the ad. That's okay. Yeah. So we'll come back and we'll go right into back to Caroline. Cool. Yeah. Bing bang boom.
Chat. No, I need to get mine out. Actually, I want that.
Yeah, me too. This one is just...
What is she singing about?
I heard that. I heard that.
Thinking about Rail Riding Mamas there, and Mimi's going to be my guest here in a couple of weeks, September 2nd. Really looking forward to that. She'll be joined by Lindsay Pruitt from the John Stickley Trio. Lindsay Pruitt will be the house band for that evening. I'm looking forward to it. I got to say, this whole thing has just been it's just so rewarding getting to play with different people, and you guys are. I'm just honored to be sharing the stage with you guys tonight. This is really fun.
Likewise, Travis. Seriously. Love
Thanks,
you, buddy.
Thanks so much for doing this. So let's play some songs together.
All right.
Let's do this together.
All right. Well, I'm out here on the job, trying to make an honest pay. Driving down these spikes, just counting down the days. Well, this hammer's heavy, oh, but my heart is light, knowing that I'll soon be back by her side. If you're going my way, I could use a ride back to that blue-eyed gal by the Carolina line. I'm here in Virginia, trying to earn a dime, just to pay my way on back to Caroline. That old sun is scorching hot, and the days are mighty long. Swinging this old iron, just singing this old song. If only these tracks I'm laying on this ground could bring me on back to my home in the South. If you're going my way, I could use a ride back to that blue-eyed gal by the Carolina line. I'm here in Virginia, trying to earn a dime, just to pay my way on back to Caroline. Blue-eyed gal by the Carolina line. trying to earn a dime just to pay my way on back to Caroline.
That's a song from the record you guys made, Elements, that I helped you with. It's such a great tune.
Thank you, Travis.
We got a request. I ran what I would call a contest today where I asked people if they wanted to request a song for tonight. And we are now going to play that request. This one is going to be for Susie Morris. Susie, thank you for this request.
Yeah, Susie.
Thank you, Susie. Sorry to everybody who requested songs that we did not play tonight. Many, many good suggestions. Some questionable suggestions on there, but it's just fun to see where your heads are at. So thanks everybody for participating. This was one of my favorite tunes that we did on your guys' record.
I agree. I love this one. This came together in the studio so well.
It did, although I do lament the fact that the bong hit background noise didn't make it on the final track. It got mastered out.
Oh, it's in there.
Oh, it's in there?
Oh, yeah.
I guess I need to take another bong hit and turn it up and listen to it again.
Put your headphones on, brother.
Trust me, I didn't take that bong rip for nothing.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time trying to get the audio right on that bong hit.
Oh, yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go home tonight.
We turn it up.
I'm going to turn it up, take my bong hit,
Turn
and
it
I'm
up,
going to listen.
burn it up. You'll hear it.
We were turning up, we were messing with the EQs of the bong rip, and we were like, let's just keep putting more highs in there.
No, that was fun. We recorded it in stereo to, this is the bong rip.
I mean, you always record bong in stereo.
As soon as we finished, I got up and walked out of the recording booth, and the videographer was like, all right, you ready for your interview? And I was like, I don't know, can you see my heart bulging out of my chest right now? He's like, I can't see anything. Luckily, we scrapped that interview because it was rough.
Well, and we weren't going to, fake the bong hit.
Yeah,
so,
right. Jesse had to really suffer for that.
Authenticity is important here.
I did the first one, they were like, I think we need another take, so I floated out of there.
It's high time for Ride in the Wind. Take it away, fellas.
I'm sorry, but the story, it don't seem to change. The same words falling on a different page. Well, it's a high time for flying. Yeah, it's a high time for riding the wind. It's the same sad story, a different rhythm and vibe. The world's turning out my window and I'm dying inside. And it's a high time for flying. Yeah, it's a high time for riding the wind. Well, it's a high time for flying. Yeah, it's a high time for riding the wind. It ain't the first time, it sure won't be the last. And it's a high time for riding the wind. I'm sorry, but these wheels, they've been spinning too long. I need a different melody, I need a different song. And it's a high time for flying. Yeah, it's a high time for riding the wind. Yeah, it's a high time for flying. And it's a high time for riding the wind. It ain't the first time, it sure won't be the last. Well, it's a high time for riding the wind. Right on. darkness and these misty southern skies. I've been wandering through a maze, keep coming back to where we started each time. Been wandering on through the darkness and these misty southern skies. I've been wandering through a maze, keep coming back to where we started each time. And it's a high time for flying. Yeah, it's a high time for riding the wind. Well, it's a high time for flying. Well, it's a high time for riding the wind. It ain't the first time, and it sure won't be the last. Oh, good Lord, it's a high time for riding the wind. Well, it's a high time for riding the wind. High time, y'all. It is high time. That's the first time we ever played that together. How about it for Travis Book over here, crushing the bass and the tenor?
Yeah, Travis. That level of applause was kind of like, yeah, that's what he's here for.
No, let's hear it for Travis. Come on. Yeah. We didn't practice that at all.
That's like, let's give everybody a big round of applause for driving home in their lane. And everyone's like, yeah, okay, that's how. Yeah, so Travis is playing bass and singing. Isn't that what he's here for? Yes, it is, but thank you. I love that tune, man. It's really good.
Thank you.
I'm gonna tune real quick, for everyone's sake. And this would be a great time for me to have something, clever to talk about. But I tell you, I've done a lot of talking already this episode. I've basically said everything that I can think of. And I'd ask for questions from the studio audience, but I know that is not a good idea.
I think that's a good idea.
I do want to thank you all. I was checking out the Facebook streams. Thanks everybody who's tuned in and who's listening.
Aw, that's awesome. She's very welcome.
You're very welcome, Susie. Thanks for the request. All right. You guys want to try this tune?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is a song I wrote with my favorite songwriter in the whole world, man, who I owe more than I could ever repay, a man named Benny Galloway. It's a song we wrote called Tennessee Side of Things. Chattanooga, where she rolls on through, sweet Alabama down in Waterloo, smells sweeter where the grass is green. Tennessee side of things, ain't even sure if there's a bluer sky. Tell the truth, I'm just a passerby. Heard about the songs they sing, the Tennessee side of things, and about the old songs they sing, the Tennessee side of things. forget. Float us down below the old wood bridge. In a hurry, we don't need no wings. It's the Tennessee side of things. Line her up and let her swing around. Straight north into Paducah town. If you want to hear what Southern means, it's the Tennessee side of things. If you heard about the songs they sing, try the Tennessee side of things. Cooking supper, so you better come. Say the blessing, put the biscuits on. Picking on the porch tonight. Maybe pick until the morning light. Till that morning light. She's lazy in the afternoon. Shade tree and a country tune. Wanna dance and hear the old girl sing. Tennessee side of things sounds like some old dobro string. Whistle Dixie in the mandolin. It's the same old fiddle strings. The Tennessee side of things, yeah. On the Tennessee side of things. The Tennessee side of things.
I love that song so much.
Have I ever told you the story of that tune?
No, I don't think so. Besides that, he wrote it with Burl.
Well, I'm not going to tell you today.
You got my hopes up, man.
No, I'll tell you. Burl was coming up from Atlanta, and he was talking with his girlfriend, Annette, and they were coming up over... there's like a big hill when you're coming up to get over the barbecue joint up there. I can't remember what it is. It's where there's a Sewanee College up there on top of this hill. Mont Eagle, I want to say.
Okay.
And he was coming up over that hill, and he's like, "Yeah, Annette, I'm headed down. I'm coming over. I'm getting into the Tennessee side of things." And then he was like, "Oh, I'll call you back."
Write that down.
And he shows up at my house. He's driving his he's got this Ford, an old Ford. I think it's from the 90s. Mine's from the 70s, but he's got a 460 in his too. And he jumps out of that thing, and he's like, I don't know if if you've ever seen Burl, he's like, I got it, Travis, I got it. And we went right inside and started writing that tune. He had that hook, the Tennessee side of things, and that was it. So that's my little Burl tune about that.
Damn,
Burl story about that
That's
tune.
a God-given gift to write a song like that.
Burl's the man. Burl's the man. Let's do another one, and then we'll take a quick break for the sponsors, and then finish this thing off.
That sounds good. One of my favorite things about Travis being in the studio with us is some of his advice on the songs that we played and wrote, and this is one of the songs that he had a hand in. He came in and he pulled one note out, and it just one note. Made everything just perfect.
What was really nice was when I made that suggestion of dropping that one note, all you guys were like, yeah. Instead of being like,
It seems like such a simple thing. Like, why didn't I think of that? But that's why we paid you so much money.
It was a lot of money.
That's why we paid you so much money.
It was way too much money. That's another lesson you guys learned. You're welcome.
Thanks to our Kickstarter donors for contributing to Travis.
You guys remember how I enclosed my porch in the back of my house?
Yeah, I do actually.
You guys helped pay for that.
Oh,
You should name that the Fireside porch.
glad we could help.
That's what it is, the Fireside room. My kids are indebted to you. Thank you. Now they have a playroom.
It's been a while since the thoughts have gone to you. Well, you left me, darling, all alone. I try to forget, but your memory lives on. Darling, won't you bring your love on home? Bring it on home, bring it on home. Whoa, you know it's been so long. And I'm just waiting for you to bring your love on home. I can't recall why you up and left, my dear. Well, it seems a mystery to me. Can't comprehend why you'd pretend to love me so, but then turn your back so easily. Bring it on home, bring it on home. Oh, you know it's been so long. I'm just waiting for you to bring your love on home. Bring it on home, bring it on home. Oh, you know it's been so long. And I'm just waiting for you to bring your love on home. If ever you feel that you're strayed too far away, well, if I ever cross your mind, I'll be waiting where the mountain rivers flow. So don't be scared to drop a line. And bring it on home, bring it on home. Oh, you know it's been so long. I'm just waiting for you to bring your love on home. Bring it on home, bring it on home. Oh, you know it's been so long. I'm just waiting for you to bring your love on home. To bring your love on home. To bring your love on home. Yeah.
That missing note was, there was a note in between there. How did it go, Jesse? And as compared to, so much cooler that way.
much
Thank you,
cooler.
Travis. Thank you. Seriously.
That's why you paid me the big bucks, baby. That's why I have a sunroom now.
I was going to say, how can we ever repay you? And I realized.
We're gonna take a quick 30-second break for our sponsors, or to advertise the next show, or whatever else they're gonna run on the visual part of this. We're gonna noodle a little bit, and then we'll come back. We got one more song for you. So thanks so much for tuning in.
sitting in the railway station with a ticket for my destination. Well, on a tour of one-night stands, suitcase in, guitar in hand, but every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Ho, where my thoughts escaping, ho, where my music's playing, ho, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Well, every day's an endless stream of cigarettes and magazines. And each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories. And every stranger's face I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound. Oh, where my thoughts escaping, ho, where my music's playing, ho, where my love lies waiting silently for me. I'll sing my songs again, play the game and pretend. But all my words come back to me in shades of mediocrity, like emptiness in harmony. I need someone to comfort me. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Oh, where my thoughts escaping, ho, where my music's playing, ho, where my love lies waiting silently for me, silently for me.
Thank you so much. It's been a great show here tonight. Huge thanks to the Gray Eagle, I Am Asheville, Thompson Guitars, our sponsor, and everyone who donated, and to you, our studio audience.
Thanks, y'all.
The best in the world. Just a quick reminder, it's all donation powered, and we have a website now. You can find it on Facebook where you can order shirts that have our logo on it. So thanks for your support. We'll see you September 2nd with special guest Mimi Naja. And we're going to play you out. So hope you all have a great night. Thanks so much.